6 world ranking points but 2 heartbreaking losses. But they revealed exactly what was holding my game back. In this video, I'll take you through my matches in Bratislava and Rome, break down the biggest turning points, and share the 2 lessons that could improve both my game and yours as I chase my goal of breaking into the world's top 800. My name's Louis, and I left a normal life behind to see how far I could take my paddle, and document every step of the journey. Every tournament is another part of the process, and sometimes your toughest matches teach you the most. Looking back at these 2 battles, I noticed the same patterns appearing again and again. They highlighted 2 areas of my game that I need to improve if I want to keep climbing the rankings. So let's dive into the matches and see exactly what they taught me. Our first stop was the FIT bronze in Bratislava. I was partnering Tamás, one of Hungary's top players. We'd only just started playing together, so we were still figuring out our communication, positioning and tactics. After coming through qualifying draw with a 7-5, 6-3 win over an Austrian pair, we'd already secured 2 ranking points. Our next challenge was Tunisia's number 1 alongside an experienced Argentinian, so we knew we'd have to play disciplined paddle from the very first point. And if we won, we'd be playing Menno from Padel, a really great guy I'd actually met just before the tournament, so we were extra motivated to get the win. So let's get into it. These courts were really nice, the glass was very bouncy though, so it meant the smash was important. Here I played a decent chiquilla and transitioned to the net and managed to finish it off well. But the beginning of this match was characterised by a lot of holding serve and quite a few chances for each side. It was very difficult to take advantage. Aziz's main strength was his powerful and consistent smash. His partner from Argentina was quite experienced in the other parts of the game, so it was a difficult combination for us. At some of the pressure moments, like 30-15 to us on their serve, we had some really long rallies, and this became a lot about resisting and competing well. Great but harder there from Tamás, but we weren't able to take our chances and it went back on serve. In hindsight, I should have played more lobs to Simon because his smash wasn't his strongest shot. You can see here, even a deep smash to the line and Aziz is trying to smash it out, and he did it so well that we needed to try and limit that. That takes us into a star point, break point for our opponents at 4-all. This was big. Tamás doing well to move them with his volleys there and set up my smash. To be honest, I didn't feel like I got many chances to use it in this match. They played down a lot and they weren't really lobbing as much to my side. That one flies just in, and at 6-5 we get a set point. Fine margins because that's actually the 6th break point we haven't taken in this set. So we've had our chances, we just haven't been able to convert in the right moments. And as we move into the second set, I think personally I started to play a little bit looser and my level kind of went up, especially at the beginning, and we were competing really well. The problem is they also started playing better, and Simon playing on the right, who to be honest, I think maybe was playing a little bit below his level in that first set, started to really step it up. At 1 love, 40-30, it's important we take this point and hold serve. That will put the pressure right back on. But you can see Simon does amazing to scramble that one up through the legs. And then Aziz plays the smash. It's really unlucky, but it is great play from that right-sided player. They eventually break us, and now they've got the momentum in the second set. A few weeks later, we were in Italy. This time I was partnering Aston, who you might remember from our run together at the Rocks Lane FIP. Thanks to our rankings, we went straight into the main draw, where we faced a pair featuring one of Italy's top 30 players. On paper, it was another tough challenge. The UK is hot right now. Very hot. And when you're sweating on the court, keeping your grip is more important than ever. This video is sponsored by 4On, makers of Total Grip Spray, a high-performance anti-slip spray designed for paddle players who want maximum grip and control throughout every rally. With a more secure grip, you can hold the racket more naturally and stay relaxed, improving feel on your shots. It can also help reduce the need to squeeze the racket too tightly, which may help lower the risk of things like tennis elbow. If you want to give it a try, there's a link in the description for UK customers. What's interesting about this match was it was about 35 degrees in this warehouse. It was boiling hot. And so that was going to affect us as it got later into the match. But also the courts were actually a little bit slower. So even though we're using the same balls, the rallies were much longer. And to be honest, there was a lot more lobbing of the right-sided player in this match. Again, because this left-side player, Giulio, was smashing everything in the air. Aston was also smashing really well, and it meant that that lob over the left shoulder of the right-side player was very important. You can see an absolute cannon from Giulio there. To be honest, he had one of the best smashes that I've played against in a while. He's obviously come from tennis, but he's really adapted it very well to paddle. Nice play from Aston. And now we're desperate to see some break points on their serve. Huge smash there from Aston. The Portrez was working really well because the glass was super hot. We've had, I think, 7 breakpoint opportunities in this set, and it's just playing on my mind a bit. I'm quite frustrated that we haven't managed to take those. And when you're desperate, that's usually when you don't play your best paddle. Super unlucky for us there with a break point that we missed. I think Aston said that his hand actually slipped off the racket at the key moment. He probably needed some 4-on, to be honest. It was very, very hot in here. But we had another silver point, and so a set point for them and a break point for us. You can see the frustration there from Aston. I felt it too. I was maybe even more frustrated, and it's so tough to play your best paddle when you're feeling like that. And then in the second set, to be honest, the rallies got longer and I was suffering a lot in that heat. A little bit like in Bratislava though, Julio in particular on the left in this match did step up his game in that second set. I think he made very few errors and he was super aggressive at the net with lots of smashes and aggressive volleys. And here I'm not able to collect that short ball off his counter of Aston smash, and they get a break point early on in the second set. They do unfortunately manage to take a break, and at 2-1, obviously these are some long rallies, but we're again chasing things in the second set. Julio on the left really starts dominating at the end of this match. And how about this for a shot on match point? Unbelievable. So, 2 frustrating losses, but some close matches and a lot of things that I can take from those. There were 2 key lessons that I learned from these tournaments that I think you guys could also learn and apply to your game. So lesson number 1 is about composure under pressure. Now, I actually think that in both of these matches, when it came to defending break points, I was actually quite effective. I hit one smash out, I played quite well at the net, and we were able to save loads and loads of break points against us. And that wasn't really where the problems came up, especially in those first sets of each match. The problem came when we actually got breakpoint opportunities and we weren't able to take them. So in the first set of the Italy match, actually 33% of my unforced errors came when we had breakpoint opportunities against our opponents. Now, on some of these cases, our opponents actually played well and they were obviously serving, but in other cases, I actually gave them an easy error. I put a ball into the net or into the back glass when I shouldn't have, and I rushed the point. There was also an occasion where I didn't really trust in myself. I hit a very, very good lob and I didn't follow it into the net and ended up putting the volley into the net and losing the point. So a few things that I need to do. Well, first of all, I need to learn to deal with that pressure of chasing your opponents, of trying to break them better. In the Italy match, we got broken in the first game, which gave it a different dynamic. It always felt like we were behind. But in the Slovakia match, it was just the same thing. Even though we were neck and neck, I still felt a lot of pressure when it came to breakpoint opportunities. Another element is also trusting and believing in myself. So that's something that I need to get better at. Believing that I have the right level to break opponents, to win sets. And that's something that's going to come from experience, but also actually telling myself in those key moments, you know, I'm where I'm meant to be, I'm at the right level. This is a close match because I'm at the right level. And then pushing ahead and taking those opportunities when they come without rushing and going for a stupid shot without any margin. So those are a couple of things that I think I need to do, and that will really help boost my composure in those key moments. Lesson number 2 is don't neglect your volleys. I actually came from tennis, and a lot of people that come from tennis like myself come into the sport thinking, okay, my volleys are going to be my best shot. And that might have been true at the beginning, but actually most of my unforced errors come when I'm at the net. And that can obviously be because the volley is the most hit shot in Padel, so it's kind of normal, but it's also because I don't think my volleys are super adaptable to different conditions. So for example, in Slovakia, the balls were coming very, very quickly. It was very fast conditions, and I wasn't able to always quickly move my feet into the right position and then with a short backswing play the volley. And I think that kind of positioning and play with my volleys will make sure they're much more consistent. Then in Italy, when the conditions were a little bit slower, it's about taking your time with the volley and actually placing it into the spaces a little bit better. That's something that I could have done on many occasions and I didn't, but it's something that needs to be trained. You know, you can't just learn how to adapt your volleys to different conditions. You have to train under different conditions with different balls and really try and improve your volleys that way. So I think by focusing a little bit more on my volleys in training, that will make a huge difference to my game. So there you have it. All I need to do is become a mentality monster and become like Ale Galan at the net, and then I'll get some wins. No, but in all seriousness, if I'm able to actually improve my mentality in key moments and really work on my volleys, making sure that they're more adaptable to different conditions, I do think that I can turn some of these losses into wins eventually. And I'm going to document this whole process for you guys on this channel. So make sure you like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you like this kind of analytical video, whether you want to see more videos like this or whether you prefer just the usual highlights videos, and I'll see you next time.